You know what's terrifying? Somewhere out there, a crow might be smarter than your little cousin. No, seriously. Scientists have caught crows bending metal wires into tools. Meanwhile, your cousin is still trying to figure out how the TV remote works. But here's where it gets even stranger. Some animals don't just copy humans. They can outsmart us in ways that feel almost supernatural. So buckle up, because today we're diving into the 10 smartest animals on Earth. And by the end of this video, you might start questioning whether humans are really at the top of the food chain. Think about it. Every family has that one smart sibling. The one who solved Rubik's Cubes at age 6 while you were still eating crayons. Well, in the animal kingdom, it's the same thing. Some animals are the Einsteins of their world, solving puzzles, building tools, even planning for the future. And the craziest part? They don't need Wi-Fi, college degrees, or even opposable thumbs. And if you think intelligence is just about brain size, oh no. Some of these creatures prove that smarts come in all shapes, sizes, and tentacles. Number 1, the dolphins. Let's start with dolphins, the ocean's pranksters. These creatures don't just swim around looking cute. They have their own language, complete with names for each other. Imagine if every time your friends saw you, instead of saying, "Hey Sarah," they whistled your personalized ringtone. That's dolphins. And here's the wild part. In experiments, dolphins have been caught recognizing themselves in mirrors, meaning they understand the concept of me. That's rare in the animal kingdom. They also teach each other tricks, pass knowledge down to younger dolphins, and even work in coordinated teams to trap schools of fish. It's basically ocean chess. Oh, and get this. Dolphins teach each other to use sponges as tools to protect their noses while hunting on the seafloor. Meanwhile, some of us can't even figure out how to install a phone case properly. But dolphins aren't the only ones pulling off stunts underwater. Number 2, the octopuses. Meet the octopus. 8 arms, 3 hearts, and a brain so sneaky it could headline a prison escape movie. There are documented cases of octopuses crawling out of aquariums at night, slithering across the floor, raiding a fish tank, and sneaking back into their own tank like nothing happened. At one New Zealand aquarium, an octopus named Inky became a celebrity after escaping through a drain pipe straight into the ocean. Free at last. And it doesn't stop there. Octopuses can solve mazes, unscrew jar lids, and remember solutions. They've even been caught carrying coconut shells to use as portable homes. Talk about innovation on the go. But intelligence isn't confined to the ocean. Some of the brightest minds in the wild actually fly. Number 3, the crows and ravens. Crows and ravens, the birds of mystery and mischief. In one famous study, a crow bent a straight wire into a hook to fish food out of a tube. No instructions, just pure ingenuity. They also drop nuts onto busy roads and wait for cars to crack them open. That's either brilliance or laziness on another level. And here's the spooky part. They remember faces. If you annoy a crow, it can recognize you years later and even warn its friends about you. So next time a crow side-eyes you in the park, just apologize. But if birds are clever, what about our closest relatives? Number 4, the chimpanzees. Chimpanzees are basically us, just hairier and more dramatic. They use sticks to fish termites out of mounds, rocks to crack open nuts, and leaves as makeshift sponges to drink water. But here's the kicker. In some memory tests, chimps outperform humans. One famous chimp, Ayumu, crushed a number recall game so fast that scientists were left staring at the screen like confused students during math class. And they're political too. Chimps form alliances, play mind games, and even overthrow alpha males. It's like Game of Thrones, with more bananas. But if chimps are politicians, orangutans are the engineers. Number 5, the orangutans. Orangutans are the quiet geniuses of the jungle. They've been spotted using leaves as umbrellas, fashioning tools to pry open fruits, and even learning how to siphon liquids with makeshift straws. In one zoo, an orangutan figured out how to short-circuit the electric fence in its enclosure by throwing sticks at it. That's not instinct. That's straight-up electrical engineering. And here's the emotional twist. Orangutans also teach their young survival skills, passing down wisdom like wise professors of the forest. But intelligence isn't just about gadgets. Sometimes it's about memory and emotion. 6. The elephants. Elephants never forget. That's not just a saying, it's science. They can recall water holes decades later, recognize friends after years apart, and even mourn their dead. There's a documented case where a herd walked miles to the home of a conservationist who had passed away. They stood in silence for 2 days. That's not just memory, that's emotional depth. And they're problem solvers too. Elephants have been seen plugging water holes with balls of chewed bark to stop water from draining away. That's like inventing plumbing. But while elephants remember, some animals actually talk back. Number 7. The parrots. Parrots aren't just mimics, they're conversationalists. The most famous, Alex the African gray, could identify colors, count up to 6, and even understood the concept of 0. He once looked at himself in a mirror and asked, "What color?" before answering correctly. Gray. That's self-awareness and vocabulary in one feathery package. So yeah, next time you're talking to your parrot, don't be surprised if it roasts you back. And now, let's talk about the one genius you probably live with. Number 8. The dogs. Dogs. Goofy, lovable, and secretly brilliant. One border collie named Chaser learned over 1,000 words. She could pick out toys by name, recognize verbs, and even combine commands. Another dog, Rico, shocked scientists by understanding fast mapping, a learning skill once thought to be uniquely human. Basically, dogs are toddlers with fur and better emotional intelligence. They can read your facial expressions, sense your mood, and guilt trip you with their eyes. Admit it, your dog has manipulated you more than once. But dogs aren't the only animals with advanced communication. The ocean has another contender. Number 9. The whales. Whales, especially orcas, are the professors of the sea. They use teamwork to hunt, with some pods teaching younger whales how to beach themselves safely to grab seals. That's a literal lesson plan. And they have dialects, regional accents passed down like cultural traditions. One pod of orcas in the Pacific might speak differently than another pod thousands of miles away. Scientists even believe whales may have names, much like dolphins. Imagine an entire underwater LinkedIn. But for the ultimate twist, the final genius on our list doesn't look like a genius at all. Number 10. The pigs. Pigs. Yeah, the animal most people underestimate. In experiments, pigs learned to play video games with joysticks, and they won. One pig named Hamlet could move a cursor on the screen with his snout to hit targets. They can also recognize themselves in mirrors, remember problem-solving strategies, and even trick each other to get more food. That's manipulation 101. So next time someone calls you a pig, just say thank you. It's a compliment. So what does all this mean? Well, it means the line between human smart and animal smart is way blurrier than we think. From dolphins with secret languages to octopuses plotting heists, the animal kingdom is basically running its own university. But here's the question for you. If you could swap brains with one of these animals for a day, which would you pick and why? Would you be a dolphin prankster, a raven trickster, or a sneaky octopus? Comment below. I'm curious to see which team you'd join. And hey, if this video made you laugh, learn, or just look at your pet differently, hit that subscribe button. Not because I said so, but because somewhere, A crow is watching, and it will never forget if you don't. And stick around, because in the next episode, we're diving into the weirdest animal survival tricks, including one creature that can literally come back from the dead. See you there.